sometimes in life there are choices that in the future we look back at and question if I went left instead of right, would I have been there already? What if I did that, or maybe even if I had given it a chance? So many of us doubt the truth about certain things because we think that we know more than what we see or hear. But let me ask you, do you really know why people choose to despise pit bulls instead of taking one home to love and call their own like any other dog?
Okay, so looking at that, I'm going to say some good things, and then I'm also going to give you some advice.
Yes.
The first thing I see is I love your handwriting. Very nice and neat and clear. I see that you indented, so I that is very clear that is your paragraph. But notice I wrote that there might be some fluff in that little paragraph. So I'm going to open it up and see, what do you guys think? First of all, what should be in the paragraph? What three things am I usually looking for here with an argumentative piece?
Your restate.
The restate. So was there a restate? If you think there was, give me a thumbs up. Okay. Okay, so the restate, what's the second thing?
Your opinion on it.
Right, which we call a clear claim or opinion. Good. And then the last thing? Reason. So was there a clear claim? Give me a thumbs up. Was there reasons or a recent statement leading to that there is reasons later to come?
Kind of.
Okay. And what was that? Let's see. Where was your reason statement?
It's my ring. My reason statement.
So, but let me ask you this. Do you really know why? Okay, so in a way you're alluding to the fact that there might be reasons. Okay. So I will say this, and I know I used to years ago call it fluff. You're asking a lot of questions. I would say maybe ask one question, because can they answer you? Okay, so maybe one question that could lead us to the
I
restate.
felt like getting lost while reading, while hearing it. I just didn't understand it. I just felt like I was in another world for
Okay.
a second, because I heard too many opinions and ideas and words being thrown around there that have nothing to do with anything.
And so you could lose the restate.
Yeah.
So if you stick to the restate, a clear claim or your opinion, and a reason statement. You don't even have to list the reasons, but if you're alluding that there is reasons coming, then your introduction will be perfect. All right? And you can even tell that that's a little bit long.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's look at your first body paragraph, and go ahead and read that for us.
Okay. To begin with, we all very well know that news reporters jazz up stories just to keep us interested, but maybe sometimes they take it too far.
Okay, I like that. That was really nice. To begin with, that's a good transition. And then we all very well know that news. So I hear a little halo in there. Very nice. Okay, continue.
In James Cross's The Media and the Pitbull, the author, who is deeply persuaded on his side, writes, news articles constantly tell animal control that they will not cover a dog's attack unless the situation involves a pit bull.
So that is your
Evidence.
okay?
As terrible as the statement is, the line is also followed by the media intentionally over-reports incidents involving pit bulls. Can you believe it?
And I want to stop you right there. So I see you gave a bit of evidence, and then in between you said, as terrible as that statement is, the line is also followed by, and then you continue.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any advice before I say? What would you say there?
Elaborate.
Definitely. So when we talk about this sheet that I gave you guys a few weeks ago, explain, expand, and experience before you move on to give more evidence, first you have to explain to the reader what that was that you just, what was that evidence you just gave. So let's look at it again and see how you could explain, expand, experience, or all three. But maybe just give me one for now. So reread that sentence and tell us why is it important? Why did you add that to your paper?
Starting from
Right here.
his side, writes, news outlets constantly tell animal control that they will not cover a dog's attack unless the situation involves a pit bull.
Okay, so why is that relevant to your paper? These prompts.
I added it because I was like with the thing like people should be pets, but being that like I found it as good evidence to add in because it's saying like the news is like
Therefore, let me give you a word.
therefore they won't cover a story unless it's a dog, the pit bull that a lot of people already have bad opinions for. And
There we go. Okay.
keep them interested.
Yeah. Perfect. And then we can go into your new evidence.
As terrible as the statement is, the line is also followed by the media intentionally over-reports incidents involving pit bulls. Can you believe it?
Can you believe it? There's that voice. Good.
We all solemnly know that there are very vicious dogs out in this world, but the personality definitely is not because of the type of breed.
Okay. Good. And really nice. And then you could always end it with another summary sentence, bringing it back to the prompt, because the prompt again is,
Should the pit bulls be? Yeah.
Right, so you could always wrap it up with something, bringing it back to that. Let me have you do that. So you said but the personality definitely is not because of the type of breed. So bring it back to them being pets.
Okay. There's some breeds that maybe friends or neighbors or just relatives or family, people that we know could have that just aren't maybe the nicest towards people. Being that because someone he said, she said about a pit bull doesn't mean that it wouldn't be good for keeping it home because
But you want to stick to your side,
Yeah.
switch sides.
Yeah.
But somehow, and so what I'm saying is make sure that you, with that summary sentence, you connect it back to the prompt somehow.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're just thinking we're talking about various breeds and our pit bulls, good or bad.
Drifting off.
But we want to stick with should they be pets.
Yes.
So make sure you bring it back to that. But you did a great job. And so then we get here and I'm like, okay, well, what's going to happen here, Haley? So what do you think? Why weren't you able in 2 blocks to complete your essay?
Well, I was already going pretty slow as it was. Like I found myself in half an hour, like already just now finishing the first paragraph, and I was kind of like thinking, and I kept going back, like, is this good enough? I was like panicking in my head, but I was like, no, it's fine, and I just kept going, and it just ended up where I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this. It's okay. I don't know. I'll just.
And then when I'm looking here,
Yeah.
I see that paragraph was wonderful, but I don't see any.
Yeah.
So my advice, and then I want you to put it on here, is that first of all, you need to manage your time wisely. Will we agree we need to manage that time a little wiser? Because FSA, what you have, that's what they're grading. So you really need to manage your time wisely, and I will help you with that with the next essay to kind of give you a hint. Hey, 30 minutes. Because definite. I mean, you have some really good things in there, but I hate to see you get, you know, look, you had a 6, where you're not 6 worthy. You're more like 9 worthy. So that's the first thing I would say. And always in between evidence, you must elaborate.
Yeah.
So also get that down. Elaborate between evidence. Between evidence. And then with your summary sentence, bring it back to the prompt to make sure you're staying on topic. Alright? Alright, and so let's look at this. Let's make sure that a 6 is what you have so far. So let's go to this sheet. You have a smaller version, but it's easier to see this. And then I'll have you circle it on there later, but it's easier to see the bigger version. Alright, so let's look at, I gave you a 2 in this section. Let's look and see why you're not a 3. Let's see what was missing. It says the response is adequately sustained and generally focused within the purpose, audience, and task. So my guys over here, what do you think? Is that so? Would she stay pretty much focused within the audience and task?
Somewhat.
You needed to kind of bring it back to the prompt. So that's one of the reasons for the 2. It has a clear claim. The claim was not really clear. And it's evident organizational structure with a sense of completeness. Okay, so see, without having a complete paper, you can't even get a 3 in this category.
Yeah.
So that's something to think about for the next essay. And like I said, watching the clock, managing that time, and also making sure you have the restate, the clear claim, and your reasons. Okay? Maintain claim throughout, though some loosely related material may be present. You don't need the opposing view this year, opposing claim. Adequate use of a variety of transitional strategies. Well, we don't know because we only have the 1 paragraph. And appropriate style and tone. I hear Haley in there. I definitely did. So that's there. That's good. And if you continue with that, then we will be fine. So we need those pieces. We need you to stay focused on what it is. We need your clear claim. And so that's something to work on, and managing that time wisely. Very important, okay?
Yeah.
All right. Good job. So look at the 2. I want